r/ask Reddit what sounds fun as a teenager, but truly isn't as an adult? Make sure to like and subscribe. I ate in my bed once I moved out and got crumbs all over and had to vacuum and wash my sheets. Not worth it lol. I never thought anything about adulthood sounded better when I was a teenager. Living on your own is better. The fact that it's expensive is beside the point. Staying up all night and eating junk food. Not fun at all. I like sleep and like the way I feel when I eat actual healthy food. Especially considering how as teenagers, most of us had the metabolism not to gain a pound, whereas as 30 plus adults, we eat a Ray's peanut butter cup and gain weight almost instantly. Being able to drink whenever you want to. Eating out all the time. That would have been the dream for me as a teenager, but once I started uni, I quickly learned about how sad it made my bank account, and that eating out all the time made me feel like hot garbage. I also missed my mum's food. All-nighters. The idea of an all-nighter sounded awesome as a teen. When I actually had to start pulling all-nighters every once in a while for classes in college, I realized how terrible it was. I couldn't even do it while partying. Now that I'm 30, once 10 PM rolls around I'm itching to get to bed. House parties. It's 10 PM, everyone out. Driving. Now I get why my parents wouldn't take us anywhere after they got home from work. I actually enjoy a drive if it isn't rush hour in a city. Helps that I drive a very peppy car with a nice manual transmission, but still, username does not check out. Crazy sex with hot strangers. It's not. People are freaking insane and full of drama. Once in a while there's a unicorn, someone who is both very attractive and sane. Remember kids, no matter how hot they are, someone somewhere is sick of their bullshit. Yes, it sounds great until you realize that a person crazy enough to hook up with you after knowing you for 10 minutes from that bar now also knows where you live. Watching daytime TV. As a teenager I'd have a routine of waking up doing nothing during summer breaks and watching The Price is Right and other shows. When I see daytime TV now, it gives me a depressing feeling, like I'm not accomplishing anything. Group sex. As I get older, I realize that a threesome would just be me disappointing two other people. Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer disappointing people one at a time. Doing nothing all day. Doing nothing all day by choice is amazing every once in a while. Doing nothing all day because you're unemployed and depressed is not amazing. Parties. As soon as I get to one, I'm ready to go back home. As an adult in my 30s, home is my #1 favorite place to be. At 14 to 25. All about the party, drugs and alcohol. Now I have 2 sips of alcohol and I'm trying to leave the party by 9. Being late or skipping school. That shit doesn't fly as an adult. If you show up late to class you just get a slap on the wrist, but in a real job your ass is on the streets if you don't show up. Finishing school. You think it's liberating and better things are awaiting you, but they aren't. Just the harsh realities of adulthood and responsibilities. Gets a lot harder to maintain close friendships because everyone moves away, gets married, has kids and grows apart. Sure, it's not all bad by any means, but it sure isn't a cakewalk, and it changes you. Not necessarily for the better either. Clubbing and nightclub/bar culture. Who the hell has the energy to go dance on a Friday after work? I refuse to believe it's real. It's called cocaine. Fast and fancy car, insurance, and shit is way too expensive. Eating a bag of potato chips for dinner. Teen girls. I'm 30 and even girls under 25 seem way too immature these days. Voting. I was so excited as a teenager to have a voice and be a part of the democratic process. I was so innocent. Being on your own and paying rent. The novelty of being on your own wears off quickly and you'll miss home cooked meals more when you see the appalling cost of groceries and rent. Hanging out at the mall. When I was a teen, getting high and screwing around at the mall was a regular activity. Now I avoid the mall like the plague. I hate it so much. Buying your own shit. Seriously, every teen thinks, when I grow up I'm gonna buy the food I want, pay for my own car I want to drive whenever I want etc. As an adult you just think frick, paying for my own shit sucks. I'm going to buy all the junk food I want rapidly turns into how far can I make this bag of rice stretch, and what are the cheapest things I can add to it. Staying up late. Being still awake at sunrise. As a teen you feel like you've won the battle against sleep. As an adult you feel like you have failed. Being in a relationship. Don't get me wrong, I would never give up my marriage, but it's a distracting world and you gotta stay focused to make it work. Owning a house. I would do anything to go back to paying rent and have someone else to worry about and fix everything. Having a kick-ass bachelor pad. Newsflash, it's gross and chicks won't wanna hang out long when your roommate's used towel is, for some reason, in living room. Having a baby sounded really fun when I was a teen. Thankfully it never happened back then. Having babies and toddlers is not fun. Well, there's little moments that are fun, but mostly it's both physically and mentally exhausting. I can't wait to go to bed every day. Every day I'm on the brink of a nervous breakdown. Username checks out. I might only be 18, but it's say driving. When I was 16 I used to want to drive everywhere, but now I realize that constantly being on the lookout for tailgaters, people who don't use blinkers and people who cut in front of traffic is mentally exhausting. Romance, a wedding, marriage, monogamy. Adulthood is the realization that it's meant to be or it's not. It's the realization that it's not that hard or impressive to be loved and in love. That it's common as hell. It's the realization that when you're not controlled by your school, friends, and parents, it's as simple as putting that smile on the other person's face. Going out on the town. When you're young it's all about getting drunk, getting laid, and being a part of a nightlife community. When you are my age it just seems like everyone's an asshole and you just want to go home, eat something and sleep. Making fun of bad things. This comment made me think. It sounded strange at first, but after thinking it over, I came to agree with you. It's more fun to find the good in something than to make fun of it. Broadens your horizons too. Getting out of the house. The world is dark and full of terrors. College. Yeah, drinking all night and going to parties sounds fun, but are horrible when you get older and the hangovers are worse, and during class keeping an eye on the nearest trash can in case you have to puke lol. Going places with huge crowds. When I was a teen I felt it was a great opportunity to meet a bunch of new friends. Now it's just overwhelming. Traveling all over the country for work. Flying in planes and staying in hotels with just enough time to do your work and leave is not super thrilling. Staying out all night at a loud bar or concert. Eating fast food at 4 AM on the way home. Waking up 3 hours later to go to work. If I tried that now, I would most likely die. Let me go to bed at 10 PM please. Chillin' all day along with your friends. Yeah, it's fun once in a while, but I want to do so much shit. I don't have time for wasting time. Shower sex. There's nothing fun or sexy about only having room for one person under the shower head, leaving the other freezing and miserable. Also, water, not a great lubricant. Playing games while accomplishing nothing. It's good and fun to play games, but when you grow older, you have more responsibilities and playing games, it isn't fun and doesn't feel good when you play them. Earning $10,000 of dollars a year. It all goes away really quickly. I would think man I could save up and get so much, but no. Even before you get paid there is money taken out, then everyone has their hand out for the rest. Regular sex. I miss the thrill of not knowing whether or not I'm going to get laid this year. Eating an entire ice cream cake for breakfast. My first meal of my adulthood. It didn't go as well as I thought, and I can see why mom always said no. Driving to get food. In high school the idea of driving myself to get any food I wanted was freeing, but now, as an adult, I'll pay twice as much for someone to deliver it, so I don't have to leave the couch. Having a job where there is nothing to do so that you can slack. God, having nothing to do at work really sucks. Well, at my current job at any rate. Edit. I'm one of those that usually has to stay busy doing something, or I feel unaccomplished. Especially staring at a slow moving clock. Sure, I have complaints, but getting things done just feels good at the end of the day. Thanks for watching lads and ladies, hope you liked the video.